Hi, welcome back to My Cup of TV with Jenny.
JD.
Okay.
So, Season 4, Episode 5, The Five.
Right, yes. More information about this man. Good. And that symbol.
What this is, spoiler, this is where the food chain Five Guys originated.
Right, so it's something to do with burgers and hot
And
dogs
Klaus,
and shakes.
as you saw from his facial expression, he was just like, oh my god, I love Five Guys.
Yeah. Now we know why he's the most protected man in Mystic Falls.
He's got the recipe for them fries.
Is that what he said it was? He said, no, you're now the most valuable, or the most protected.
Most protected vampire hunter.
In town. Why?
Not sponsored, by the way, if they wanted to.
You want to send us free Five Guys?
Five Guys is
complaining
gagging.
about it.
And their chocolate peanut butter milkshake.
Or if you just want to send us Five Guys. Please remember to like, comment and subscribe. As always, Patreon much further ahead, full-length reactions. 2 episodes ahead on YouTube if you're a member.
We just gonna let that go.
It's episode 4 next. You said episode 5. You said season 4, episode 5 on the intro.
Did you?
I think I did, yeah.
She did.
Let me just check that I am.
The title was correct.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
But you said season 4, episode 5.
As Kat said, it's actually season 4, episode 4, The Five. Which kind of actually bothers me a little bit.
There
Doesn't
you
it
go.
bother you a bit?
We've not watched. I was like sitting here going, we've not watched 4.
That would have been good if it were, well...
So, I mean, that bothers me
Yeah.
a bit that it's not number
Episode
5.
5, the
Yeah.
5, yeah.
Season 4, episode
Never
5.
mind,
Yeah.
never mind. Everyone's got their chatties out. I thought it would have something to do with magic.
Miss Forbes, my favorite sheriff. It's concerning. Can't say. Private. We're in a fight. You're in a fight. I'm not in a fight. I'm over it. I've been over it. I'm gonna need you to get on this today. I have to take Elena to college. I'm sorry, you have to do what exactly? I'm teaching her how to feed. She needs to learn snatch, eat, erase now more than ever. Oh,
Snatch, eat, erase.
I like that. We're not in a fight.
what's that?
The key to your new truck. It's parked outside, paid for, insured, everything but a big red bow.
But what if I told you the Brotherhood of the Five still existed?
Yeah.
You see, unlike that, bygones. Come on, love. What to do?
We don't have anything to do. There is no we.
Stick to your guns, Rebecca.
It's nice that she gave him a new truck. I know it's like
Yeah.
you can't buy his apology, but it is at least a step because
Yeah.
she ruined his truck and he hasn't got a lot, so she should replace the cost of that car.
Isn't it him? Yeah. It's kind of hot.
Which has appeared across every culture
It's an
in history.
impressive jawline.
They're the architects of the supernatural. Responsible
I've seen him in another TV series and I can't think what it is.
What you want is the little blonde, pretty girl, self-absorbed, easily flattered. You just have to separate her from the pack and make her.
Interesting, he pretty much described Caroline when he first met her.
Who is this guy? What's the Five? So many questions.
The Five look pretty fit, I'm just saying. If they can come back,
Yeah.
that'd be very good.
The Brotherhood of the Five was a group of highly skilled vampire hunters who crossed paths with them in the 12th century. Trust me when I say this, that hunter in there holds the answer to all your prayers.
With my friend, she just
Sorry, family drama.
You two are friends?
Is it so hard to believe I would have one?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I'm keeping the truck.
She says keeping the truck.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Hey,
Good,
off limits. I have dibs.
Nice. Answered all of our problems. A frat party. Douche central. Which is why you'll be eating very well tonight. So which way goes?
You broke my neck.
You threw away Elena's blood, so I can't make any more hype.
Because you took me for granted.
That's what big brothers do, sweetheart.
Let me just name the million other people I'd rather be having dinner with right now.
I really love this
Sorry.
sibling bickering, but you did this, but you did
How
that.
delicate.
Tattoo. What is it?
A map. Leading us to its treasure. Lucky for us, young Jeremy here is a bit of an artist.
Not helping you with anything.
Oh, I'm afraid you are.
I like bad Klaus.
Oh, look. That's creepy.
His name is Professor Shane. He's not creepy.
Why is it a frat party? That's creepy.
That is a bit creepy. Oh, He's him. gonna do him because he just roofied someone. Just need Damon to go and tell that other girl, don't drink that drink.
Yeah.
You're not gonna make a sound.
She is very messy.
Yeah.
Leave and forget about this.
And don't ever
Yeah.
roofie another girl.
Much. My sister's suitor was unwilling to tell us anything. Rebecca, however, was more than willing to investigate. Isn't that right?
Go on, girl. Yes, you
Yeah.
investigate yours.
He's a hot guy.
Absolutely.
Have you considered my offer? To come with me when I leave to follow the map?
I have. And I would like that very much.
Oh shit, so she was close to being happy once.
Yeah.
Wow.
He and his brothers put us all down in our sleep.
I thought the Diaries didn't work on you because of your werewolf side.
They don't. Ask him. Tell me what the hunter told you the tattoo leads to. What's this great weapon that could bring about the end of the vampire species?
A cure.
That's the answer to all your friend.
Then why would it cause when the hunters drew their final breath that night, the marks disappeared from their body, the map was gone, the Brotherhood of the Five extinct.
The magic must have gone into other
There was not a
people.
whisper of another hunter
You
until
know?
our friend.
You want the cure for Elena, don't you? So you can go back to mass producing your hybrids. That's why you brought Stefan in, because you knew he'd help you even though he hates your guts. You know what? You can shove your cure.
Yes, Rebecca.
Don't scream. This isn't gonna hurt.
That's just getting very bold, doing it right on the dance floor there.
But a party where everyone's covered in blood is perfect.
Yeah. I'm sorry, the sexual tension just suddenly went up 100. We've never seen Damon dance. Oh, did he just Mike Tyson you? Just bit his ear like Mike Tyson. Oh, he had a.
Yeah, he had an industrial bar.
Who am I? Why am I acting like this?
Because you listen to Damon and Damon makes everything he wants sound like a good idea.
I shouldn't be here with Stefan. I shouldn't be here with him. I should be going through all of this with Stefan.
And you let her get completely out of control.
She's not out of control. She was having fun.
This isn't fun. She's acting like a different person.
She is a different person. She's a vampire. We're a predatory species. We enjoy the hunt, the feed, and the kill. And you know what makes me able to drink my fill? and leave someone breathing and not rip their head off like my brother is that I can revel in it. I can make it fun.
So he dances in a way that it's not like an all or nothing.
Yeah.
Whereas with Stefan, the guilt that comes with it, he doesn't all or nothing, like he falls off the wagon.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. Yeah, it's just very interesting.
Yeah, I think I do feel for him there with Elena saying, "Oh, I shouldn't be here with him. I should be here with Stefan." It's like, you wanted his help,
Yeah.
and then you're like, "Oh no, I shouldn't be doing that. I should be with Stefan."
But Shane felt guilty when Bonnie looked at her and
Yeah.
Bonnie was judgy.
Yeah.
That's when she felt guilty, when she was judged by Bonnie.
I think it was potentially just
Snapped her out
snapped
of
back to
Yeah.
reality. But it is,
you know,
but it is a good idea. It's a good point, because I don't know how you guys feel, but like, I kind of think that by compelling someone, feeding them, and then leaving them,
Yeah.
that is better than killing someone.
Yeah.
That person doesn't know any better, and that is completely different than roofing someone, which you're doing
Yeah.
to harm them, and in sexual assault and things like that. But yeah, because there's almost a little parody there of like, do you know what I mean? Some people might be like, oh, well, you were so, you know, angered by someone roofing, but aren't you
Yeah.
doing the same thing? But you're like, I don't think so, because the idea there of doing something without somebody's consent. But one of them is for survival.
Yeah.
The other one is not.
No.
And it's, yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I think I feel okay about them finding douchebags to compel and then feed
Yeah.
on and then just leave, and they can go on their merry way and not know any about it. It's like, that's not so bad.
There's no perfect way of doing it.
Yeah, for sure. When your survival lies on blood,
I think that's the point Damon's trying
and
to
she's
make.
tried everything else up till
Yeah.
now. So
It's that we need to find a way, and he's saying she is a vampire. Like, people are still trying to keep her as...
yeah, and she is probably still coming to terms with her nature.
Yeah.
So there's an element of that in there, and with all due respect, I think that that's not something that Bonnie will ever be able to.
Yeah.
So every time she looks at Bonnie, same way that Bonnie looked at Caroline at first, but there's, you know, eventually there'll be this, oh, okay, there's the vampire with the humanity.
I also think for Bonnie, it's knowing that they're a vampire and they have to feed is one thing, seeing it is something else.
And seeing them enjoy
Yeah.
it, maybe. True.
But also, Bonnie is a particularly judgy person when she is quite happy to blur the lines when it suits her.
Yeah.
But then she's, you know, up on a high horse about this. But then she's dabbling in whatever she was dabbling in that means she can't do magic at the moment.
I think it may just... yeah, you're right. But I think it's that she has also got to come to terms with who Elena is now, which is not exactly the same as who she was last week. You know, there's still Elena in there, but evolved a little bit. So there's her coming to terms with it as well.
And I think the thing with Bonnie and with her magic and going into dark places is that from her perspective, it's a dark place, but for a good reason. Do you know what I mean? You know how there are many people who are, I'll do this bad thing, but I'm doing it for good, and that's their kind of
justification.
Yeah.
And
Really did believe Alex when he said he loved me. He promised we'd be married. We even picked out a church, San Vittore and Briega. I buried him. Even after everything. I laid him to rest in the place where we were to be married.
that's where the sword is.
I'm hopeless.
Oh, I'm just told you where it is.
But that's what you wanted to know, isn't it? Because I buried him with a sword. Do it. Look me in the eye and do it, you coward.
Why can't you just let her go?
in case she gets the sword.
only in time out.
I suppose they could wake her up when this is done.
I'm waiting. No one must know about the cure, do you understand? Not Damon, not Elena. Nobody. It's just you and me in this, Stefan. Some secrets are stronger than family.
It was awful. You were right. I got caught up in it. I don't think I'm gonna survive this.
Hey, yes you will. I promise.
No.
Couldn't she just go around and drink and kill the douchebags? Like the rapies and...
She doesn't have to kill them.
Well, exactly, yeah, but...
Can't you compel prison guards and go and feed in there?
Ooh! Oh, that was the symbol of the office!
Shouldn't you be in Mystic Falls killing vampires? Why the hell did you send me there?
Oh!
I believe Damon's observation was right. Professor Creepy.
I thought there was going to be something odd about him.
Hey.
It's like you give us something and then you make more questions.
Yeah.
But he's good though.
They're so good at that in this show.
Yeah, it's very good. They give you some juicy stuff, but they're which is great and really fulfilling. You're like, oh my god, and then there's more questions. You're like, no.
Yeah. So we learnt about the 5.
Okay. The 5 fitties. I'm just putting out there because at the beginning when they were their tatties out and they were in that circle.
The 5 fitties with the titties.
Yeah, them 5 fitty titty club. Yeah, their 5 fitty titty club. It was cool.
You did get some more lines
But it
though,
was-
like you were asking.
I did, yeah, it was cool. That was really funky to see them in that time with
Yeah.
their long hair. But the 5 guys in the actual 5 guys in the circle, so that was obviously has some link with witchcraft because she was holding
Yeah.
some cauldron or something with fire in it and then it spread out and gave them that power.
And the tattoos.
I
Yeah.
wonder if she was a Bennett witch.
Oh, snap! Yes, it could be. Could be. That'd be very interesting. I mean, that'd be so sad because either maybe Grams didn't know or Grams didn't get a chance to tell Bonnie before she passed, or what if... That was the saddest thing other than Grams dying because she was awesome, but really sad thing for me, Grams dying, was all this knowledge she had yet to pass on to Bonnie.
Yeah.
And I was like, no!
Yeah, so we saw obviously it was a very long time ago.
Origin story. It's like 110 AD.
AD.
Jesus.
And yet again, Rebecca
Poor
screwed
Rebecca.
over.
Poor Rebecca.
Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, Stefan didn't really want to do it.
Oh, I meant like back in the day.
Oh,
even back in the day,
she was in love.
Yeah, every time she has genuinely loved. It's just, yeah. Oh, bless her.
And we saw obviously this is where the daggers have come from.
Yes.
The little spindly dagger
Yeah.
with the white oak. Yeah. Yeah.
Because obviously Rebecca hadn't seen one before.
Yeah.
And then obviously, like I said, they took them all out, but it didn't work on Klaus, so he was able to wake up and go on a spree.
And it's such a double-edged, no pun intended, double-edged sword, but like he saved the family, but yet
Yeah.
he killed everyone. So it's almost like he's such a douche, but without him, they would have been dead long
Yeah.
ago. So, yeah. But his words to Rebecca are harsh.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, no wonder she loves quite easily because she doesn't really get it at home, does she? Like,
No, she's looking for it, so maybe she's
Yeah.
not seeing some red flags because she just wants to be loved.
But I really liked how she took her power back in this episode on a couple of occasions. There's one she was like, screw you and your hunter or whatever, and she walked out and your cure.
Yeah.
And like, so basically she was like, even if I don't get a cure and I don't get to be human, have babies and whatever, fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, I'm fine being without you. So I thought, okay, good for you.
It's that kind of, I'm not going to let you draw me back in.
Exactly, yeah. Good, good for her. And then also, before she was stabbed again and put in time out, I like that she said, she was like, yeah, maybe I do love too easily, but I'd rather be me than
Yeah.
you, basically. As someone who doesn't love at all, because you're a
Yeah.
selfish prick. So, good for her. I think she
And no,
She found some strength in that episode.
yeah, because there was no pleading with him not to do it.
No.
It was that kind of.
She was like, yeah,
coward.
go on then. Yeah, you fuck you coward. I see you. Yeah. So Rebecca's grown on
Yeah.
me. She is. She's absolutely
Yeah.
really good at being a bitch, but yeah, she's grown
There
on
is
me.
sympathy for her.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
yeah.
definitely.
And I really admired how she
Yeah.
was
I
taking
hope
back her
someone wakes her
strength.
up, because I feel a bit sorry for her getting put in time out here.
Yeah.
And that Stefan betrayed her.
Didn't they say though as well, they just left Finn there? He didn't wait, so when they took the daggers out of the others, he just left Finn in time out, he left the
For a
dagger
little
in
while
it.
longer.
For a little bit
I
longer.
think that's where Klaus learned his timeout technique of, I'll just keep you here and travel,
Yeah.
make you travel with
Yeah.
me, you know, like a carry-on bag. I think that's where he learnt it, and then
Yeah.
he's been doing it ever since.
It's quite funny that he kept him in time out. Finn, he just left him there because
Yeah.
he didn't like it.
Actually, he said
Yeah.
he's a dullard.
It's like, this is so
You
boring.
can stay there then, mate, I'm not waking you up.
So it apparently it leads to a cure.
Okay. Hold the phone. Pause. Last time we were told about some bloody curse that had been going on for centuries, the sun and the moon curse. It was a load of bogus bullshit. So how do we know this? So these hunters were created and they were given the tools. But then if they had a cure, why are they not? Why have they not been empowered to go out and cure people rather than just kill them?
Well, what we've seen from Connor is Connor had no idea about any of it. So
True.
And
I mean the five
Yeah,
guys
the original
back in the
five.
day. Yeah.
Alexander said he was following the map. So he said
And
to
his
Rebecca,
brother
do you want to come
deciphered
with
it.
me to the next map because we're deciphering it. So
Yeah.
then Klaus killed them all.
Yeah.
So they hadn't actually got to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Rebecca couldn't tell him to stop because she was asleep because
Yeah.
of the dagger. So Klaus just went on, not knowing. Was if Rebecca was awake, if he'd woken her up first, she might have said, "Don't kill him. He's got information."
Yeah. Well, they also didn't know the tattoos were going to disappear.
Yes, that's true. Yeah. But yeah, do you know what I mean? Like it says it leads to a cure, and then I'm like, well, why have these five guys not been empowered with that cure rather than they're just killing? Why would witches do that? Is that because they're killing people that technically should never have existed in the first place, so that restores balance? You know what I mean? Because that's what all the witches are about, is restoring that balance of nature. But yeah, I don't know. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't get it. Why make it be like, oh, there's a cure, but it's over there, rather than empower these five guys to go and be the cure?
You're missing pieces.
Yeah. And I'm just, is it even real? Like, you know, you follow these threads and breadcrumbs and they turn out to be bogus. So I don't know. It's just interesting. And I don't understand why the witches would do that. I'm sure they'd have good reason if that's legit, but you know, yeah, we're going to make these five guys and they can kill everyone, but they've also got the answer to a cure. So why wouldn't they just be the cure and cure everyone? I don't know.
We also saw that he was sent to Mystic Falls by Professor Shane.
Who had the same symbols
Yeah.
as the Taddies.
And he obviously said to Bonnie he knows a lot of things about a lot of things.
Yes. Yeah. Sorry, I said it's Taddies and Taddies,
Yeah.
Taddies and titties, and so it's all good. But yeah, that was... Jeremy's sketch was really good.
Yeah.
And it was quite good because we've seen it on his arm and I keep being like, what's that? But seeing it and then
Yeah.
a slow camera pan, I was like, oh, okay, so there's like letters
Symbols
and
in it,
yeah. So that was quite cool. And then obviously timing wise, it's only at the end of the episode and that bit goes and it's the same
Yeah.
symbols on the wall.
So, when Connor's just gone in and said, why the hell did you send me to Mystic Falls? He sent him to Mystic Falls to kill more vampires to grow that tattoo.
He wants the map.
He wants the map.
The Professor Man wants the map.
Professor Man wants the map.
Okay.
My theory.
Yes, that's a good one. I like it.
Why the hell did you send me there? Because he knows there's a lot of vampires there.
Yeah. And Professor Man is like a mastermindy in the background. He's obviously not one of the hunters, but obviously he knows, he has all the knowledge, but he needed Connor to go and do it.
And he said that he could help Bonnie
Yes.
magic.
Yeah. Knowledge and other ways. Other ways to practice magic. Interesting.
So we talked a little bit about it. Damon and Elena going off for her to learn how to feed.
I'm sorry. I've just had a thought. Can we go back to Bonnie?
Yeah.
What if he needs Bonnie?
Well, yeah,
Got
there
the
is
cure.
that,
When he
yeah.
finds the end of the map, he needs a witch there to
There we
unlock it
go.
because it was made by witches.
Poor Bonnie, she always needs
And it's the
us.
Bennett line, like you said. We're good. We're going to make these bold claims anyway and find out in a couple
We've
of
worked
episodes.
it all out, we don't need to watch it anymore. We're good.
No, I want to watch.
Yeah.
So the
They're
way it
right.
works with these Bennetts, they got a lot to answer for.
Seriously, man, they're a badass line of witches. I love it.
Yeah.
But yeah, sorry.
Yeah, Damon and Elena on their trip to. Interesting to hear Damon going through the different types of people and how you pick a victim.
That's creepy, man.
But it's
He's
the fact-
literally telling you how he profiles,
Yeah.
and like you said, that was
Yeah.
how he picked out Caroline.
Whereas the way he was like, you don't want to stone a guy, they're too paranoid, and you don't need the extra buzz.
It's the
Okay.
weed in their blood. Oh. He was like, geeky girls are too
Yeah.
paranoid. But you can tell that is a reflection of how good Damon is at
Yeah.
this being a
At
predator.
reading people.
At being a predator. He's done this for years. He's honed his craft. Yeah.
To know what's the easiest victim.
Yeah. But again, it's on the one hand it's kind of sick and it's pretty dark. On the other hand, he's also doing it to, in a way that for himself, what teaching Elena to do it is protects them, but also protects their victim, because he's doing it in a way that he's like, look, you can do this, no strings attached, they'll forget and it'll be harmless, it'll be okay. So yeah, there's two sides to that, you know.
Yeah. And obviously, like I said, we saw Elena revel in it.
Yeah, I feel like that. The irony is, I think that was her being sort of high, like
Yeah.
it was like
Blood
you
drunk.
know, yeah, blood.
Yeah.
That's it, blood drunk at a festival,
Yeah.
not a festival, a club, on the vibe,
Yeah.
you know, all that. Yeah, they were like off their faces, really.
Yeah.
So, and I'm sorry, it was like when they saw each other from across the
Yeah.
room, it was like, oh shit, because all of a sudden that sexual tension was
Yeah.
there again, and it was like, oh. And I wonder if Bonnie hadn't walked in and Elena hadn't seen her, would that have led to some sort of a raunchy blood makeout session? You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
yeah.
where would that have gone? It's a dangerous territory to be playing on. And
Do
that's why I
you-
think she freaked out a bit. It was like, I should behave Stefan. I think she had a little bit of guilt
Yeah.
about what she felt.
Yeah, not
Yeah.
just about the blood, but
Yeah.
about the whole
Yeah.
atmosphere.
She's putting herself in raunchy, lustful, and I mean lustful as in the bloodlust, the passion, the chemistry, the sexual tension, all of that realm of lust.
Yeah.
She's putting herself in that
Yeah.
situation when she's playing with fire. She's
Yeah.
playing with temptation.
I think Damon's feeling a bit used at the end of this episode.
Also
Yeah.
potentially disappointed because he had hope again. They were connecting
Yeah.
on something, and then again it's like, no, I must go back to Stefan.
Yeah.
And he's brushes
Yeah.
like for
I
Stefan
think
again.
he's just a bit sort of. You asked my help, I helped you, and then you're like, no, this is disgusting. I don't want to
Yeah.
be like you. So it's like,
Yeah, it ended
Yeah.
up being a slap in the face for him.
yeah,
Yeah.
like you wanted my help. I've helped you.
And
You
now
were
you
doing
judged
it.
me.
But she was doing it.
Yeah.
She's
Yeah.
not killed anybody. So she
Yeah.
was doing it and it was working. And his point was, you need to have fun to be able to stop because.
Yeah.
Rather than that all in or all out,
Yeah.
finding that balance, rather than that all or nothing.
It's like you need to find a healthy mindset with it.
Mm.
Because
And
if
I
you
think-
if you get too guilty, you end up.
It's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
I'm not trigger warning, just to talking about EDs and like eating disorders, but it's a little bit like that binge and
Yeah.
purge mentality of the all or nothing. And from I don't know a lot about it, but what I do know is, from what I've heard, is that people say that doesn't solve anything. You have to have a healthy relationship
Yeah.
with food and with yourself and self-love and whatnot. So
Yeah.
we could kind of liken it to that, where she's, the binging and purging, the all or nothing,
Yeah.
and Damon's like, I'm okay living how I am because I've found a healthy relationship
Yeah.
with myself and with my food, or what my nature.
Yeah. And then I think Bonnie doesn't understand, so Bonnie's kind of the wrong person to be having a go at anybody about this situation.
Yeah, but then she also is giving an opinion off the outside that whether you agree with her or not, is needed when you've got Damon there going, yeah, do this, do this, do this. You, like with Stefan, is that opposite voice saying, should we?
It brings her perspective
Yeah.
back, and in the end, it did make Elena pose the question of, do I like who I am
Yeah.
when I am in this zone?
Is this who I want to be?
Yeah. So, and also for just to defend Bonnie a little bit, yes, obviously there was a bit of judgment in there of like, oh my god, who are you? Which actually Elena ended up asking herself as well. But I imagine it was a little bit shocking just to walk in and be like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're dancing, they're vibing around, there's blood dripping down them. Bonnie's not seen that before.
And do you know what I think also, if you take out the blood aspect, you've just walked in and your friend is dirty dancing with her boyfriend's brother, and you're like, hang on a minute, what's going on here?
Yeah.
Yeah, she walked in on something like
A guy
oh
who's
my God.
part of your friendship group, you'd be a bit like,
Yeah.
I don't know that I'm on board with this.
Yeah. What's going
I
on?
like that they not made it easy for Elena to transition into a vampire, because
Yeah.
I think they could very easily have done like a Twilight thing where, oh yeah, look, she's amazing, she's just not killing anybody.
Well,
Like,
Caroline
her
did it.
control is
well.
amazing.
Yeah.
And like Caroline did it, yes, but I think if they'd done that for Elena as well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
their personalities are not the same.
No.
And Caroline has that controlling
Yeah.
personality, whereas Elena doesn't. So it's a
Yeah.
bit,
Yeah.
you know,
It's good that they've made them different and their journeys to becoming a vampire different.
yeah.
When was this and then the year of the Twilights came out? Because I was thinking about that as in them hunting the deer in the forest and I was like, what?
I think the Twilight movies came out first, but these books came out before the Twilight books.
Right. It's interesting, like her empathy and what they're saying
Yeah.
about actually, it's almost like that's her greatest asset and it's been personified and she needs to find a place to be at peace with herself and what she is now, because if she doesn't, she will switch it off. And one of the things with Stefan that we learned that it was so hard for him to come back was because of it meant he would have to come back into the empathy, into the guilt and everything he felt. So for someone whose empathy is so much bigger than Stefan's, he's saying like that's why she'll never come back, because it would be too painful. So it's interesting.
It's interesting that you could say her biggest strength as a human is her biggest weakness as a vampire.
Yeah.
Well, I say weakness. It's not a weakness to be that way, but it's a weakness when you need to feed off people.
It's a weakness if you are battling against it because you can't find peace with what you are and how to be. And I think that's what she's on the journey of trying
It's
to
a
discover.
weakness if you are a narrow predator.
Yeah.
And you need
that's
to
true.
prey on people. to
Exactly.
survive.
Yeah.
Empaths are not predators, but now she
Yeah.
is a predator. It's a really good way of putting it. Shame. That's what I'm saying. Can't she just go round and feed off of like the douchebags exactly like she did?
Like I said, go to
That'd
a
be
prison,
guilt-free.
compel a guard.
Yeah.
You could also do like what Damon said at the bar. What do you fancy? Pan Asian, Mexican, American.
Are you in the mood for a little bit of, Thai food? What are you in the mood for? How funny. I love that though,
But
as
then I
well.
think-
The idea that the person and the culture and the food that we eat will flavour our blood. So
But I also think that is another example of how he's able to separate a human from food. He doesn't talk about them as people. He talks about them as
yeah, but
food.
that's really interesting because I think that's what Elena is afraid of losing.
Yeah.
And that's why I think for me, if I was in her shoes, a go-between of how I could do that would be I will hunt other predators.
Yeah.
And again, not kill them,
Yeah.
but just compel them, use them for what I need and go because that's what they do.
So basically,
Yeah.
you want it to be Dexter.
Oh, yes, Dexterish vampire. That
so
works.
go to a prison. Compel a guard, you go in,
Yeah.
and you compel them all to be better people.
Yeah,
She missed a trick there.
She missed a trick with the roofie guy.
She could have given him a
Don't
lesson.
roofie people.
Don't do that ever again.
So that was our reaction to The Vampire Diaries Season 4, Episode 4, The Five. Still bothers me. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.